guys, it's me. Going to do something I don't do very much of on this channel, but I like to do it occasionally. A little bit of deep dive image speculation. So as you can see behind me, I have the recent released teaser image for Far Cry 5. And I'm going to look at it here on my phone, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things I find interesting. Now, number one, this stars and stripes. The stars aren't stars. But that's interesting there. They kind of look a bit like crosses, yes. But then they also kind of don't, so that's an interesting thing. What also gets me is that all the gentlemen here have a very similar nose and a very similar facial structure. Leads me to believe they're a family. Now, a lot of people have seen the church in the background with the same flag design that's in where the stars should be on the stars and stripes. So I'm thinking perhaps maybe this family is looking to set up some form of independent state away from the United States, perhaps to secede from the Union. And then you've got a guy down here with sinner carved into his back, which I think has got some people with the other imageries saying that they think it's going to be a cult. And that's a possibility. However, I'm actually thinking it's going to be deeper than that. My thoughts are that it's a family, that they're a drug cartel family. And what they've decided to do is to hide their activities. They are posing as a religion for, tax exemption and, freedom of religious movement and all that kind of stuff. So, probably your protagonist who, hey, let's think it could be interesting considering this is a male-dominated, religious pact, which is probably, in my mind, actually a front for a drug cartel. Why is a woman protagonist that goes in? She has to be very careful how she acts. So basically, it could be the first Far Cry game where you actually have to act your way through situations, and the way that you handle yourself in those situations actually impacts the rest of the game going forward. Like a Telltale game. Could be interesting. So female characters, so that means, you'd have to think in a different way. How does a woman in a male-dominated, religious-led, group with thoughts of secession from the United States of America deal with dissent from a woman? They'd come down on it really hard. I mean, it's bad enough now, consider, how women in some countries are treated these days, and that's just real life. Imagine what they could do in a game, they'd go nuts. They could really push the boat out. Women have all kinds of horrible things done to them I don't even want to think about, but in a game, there's a little artistic license could be had. Now, would the character be of an ethnicity? Hard to say, because if you're going to have a character go through hardship, then generally speaking, if you add an ethnicity in as well, then that's going to be seen as sort of like having a go. But my other reasoning for why I think it's not really a religion, it's only a religious front, is because Ubisoft on all their games, especially the Assassin's Creed games, always have that little disclaimer of, oh, we're not wanting to offend anybody, be whatever race, religion, sex, sexual orientation, blah 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 blah, which is all fine and dandy. So if that's the case, then making up a fake religion, I think is the way they'd go, because look, we're not even taking a go at religion, because the religion these guys doing isn't even a real religion. I think it might be an interesting little sort of sideways step for them. What else have I seen in this image? That's going to be quite... I really love the way that there seems to be a depth of, you know, land types again. Because if you look at the back, you'll see, like, you know, right at the back centre of the image, there's a snowy area here, so there's snowy mountain tops. So you've got snowy mountain tops, you've got lush green fields. So, you know, yet again, it's going to be like, you know, when we're up against Pagan Min, you're going to have that vastness and variety of landscape. But because it's Montana, modern day, or at least looks relatively modern day by the weapons and stuff, then I would like to think that the cars and planes and whatever else are going to be a wee bit better to control, because all the stuff you had, you know, in the last Far Cry was a bit janky to control, but then again it was meant to be, so who knows. Of course, we're not going to be able to ride round on elephants causing chaos, because well, there are no elephants in North America. But perhaps, you know, like you could have things like wild boar and wild wolves, you know, maybe packs of them. Maybe you could, like, you know, have the, you know, like cause a stampede of cattle. You know, that could be interesting. Like use cattle stampedes as weapons, and like you know, maybe set up things like other forms of American nature to use their natural traits as weapons against the people you're trying to defeat. And of course, as it's America, then that means that firearms would be much more readily available. You know, you wouldn't have to go to black market dealers, you could just walk into a shop, buy the firearms. But obviously they're going to cost you a ton more. Now the crafting aspect, if crafting is kept in Far Cry, which I think it will because it's been a Far Cry staple, should prove to be interesting to say the least. Anyway, I think that's all I can really garner from this image as we go there now. As always, we have to wait to see what the game does. But, yeah, Ubisoft usually does interesting things, and the Far Cry games are usually quite interesting also, so I shall leave you to ruminate in the comments below. Okay guys, please remember to rate, favourite, comment, share, subscribe, and of course, as always, aye, no bother.